the deception, I just want to add. Just pull these out again because I think it's just worth reminding you, like, your children would not, at some age, 6, 8, 10, would not know the difference between these two products. And this is just the beginning of a reason, and a good reason why this ought to be regulated.
So Governor J.B. Pritzker on Friday holding up two different items. One being a just regular candy. Another being candy that's infused with some kind of hemp product. So the governor is joining others to demand there be regulation on hemp products in the state of Illinois. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. The legislature won't be back until just after the new year. They have a tentative date scheduled January 2nd. But then a new General Assembly will be seated just about a week or so after that. So they'll be able to file all kinds of new legislation. Well, the governor came out Friday and announced that he is in support of House Bill 4293, which would provide what sponsors say is important regulation on hemp-derived products that are popping up at convenience stores that could lead to them being intoxicating. And the worry is that kids are getting their hands on this. Here's just some of what the governor had to say during Q&A of the news conference he took part in Friday in Chicago.
I don't put any stock in those claims. I understand that there are a lot of stores that are selling these products that would not be able to sell these products. I get that part, but those are not stores. Typically, they're not stores that are dedicated to this product. There are a few, but mostly these are, as I said before, convenience stores, gas stations, and elsewhere, and they've got other products that they sell that they wouldn't go out of business not selling this one.
So again, talking about the impacts on convenience stores who may be impacted by this, more questions to the governor and his responses.
Well, it's not prohibition. It would just be regulated. That's the point, right? I mean, could have had a prohibition bill. And in fact, I think one of the bills a year or two ago was, in fact, to ban Delta 8 entirely, right? This is something that would regulate it. And I think it's, as I think indicated by Senator Lightford, this is a compromise. This was, heard a lot of testimony, heard a lot of interests, and made changes in the way this bill is approached. That's why it took so long finally to get to where it was, and I think just ran out of time in the House. This is an opportunity to finally get it passed in January.
So in January, will it be during lame duck session? Will it be during the new General Assembly with a new bill that's filed? We'll watch and see. But again, House Bill 4293 has been filed and got the approval of, at least the support of Governor J.B. Pritzker. So will he actually sign this? A statement that the Illinois Hemp Business Association put out in response to the Pritzker administration saying they support this. They say the governor supports hemp regulation, and so do we. That is why Illinois hemp businesses, despite being ignored and dismissed, have long championed balanced, sensible regulations that shield families and put bad actors who peddle dangerous synthetics disguised as hemp or shamelessly market to children. However, HB 4293 is not regulation. It's a full-scale ban that wipes out nearly all federally legal hemp-derived products that include CBD lotions, shampoos, and pet care items. The legislation would benefit large marijuana corporations at the expense of Illinois residents and the legitimate small businesses that follow federal law, yet does nothing to curb online sales of hemp products to minors from out-of-state companies. We agree with the calls to enhance consumer safety, but we must work together to craft thoughtful, targeted regulations that deliver real public health and economic solutions for our state. So remember, Illinois has recreational cannabis, marijuana. Hemp is a different plant. It's in the same cannabis family, but it's not marijuana. It doesn't have the near high levels of THC that the cannabis that you can go and buy at a store, at a dispensary, would have. So you can derive CBD from that, and people have been doing that since a recent federal farm bill, I believe in 2018, really opened up that market. But clearly you've got the hemp industry that says they have been cast to the side by the legal cannabis regulatory scheme where it's very expensive to get involved in legal recreational cannabis, whatever it is, transporting it, growing it, manufacturing it, selling it, high dollar licensing scheme that the state has. The hemp industry doesn't necessarily have that, so they see it as a easier way to get into a growing industry of overall the cannabis plant. So here we've got another organization that put out a statement. The hemp industry leaders, they say, Illinois Healthy Alternatives Association commends the governor and state legislators for wanting to protect children and consumers, but they caution that the current proposed legislation falls short of jeopardizing small businesses. Illinois Healthy Alternatives Association calls for legislation that would include gating, eliminating lookalike products, and standardized testing and labeling the products for children and consumers. The bill the governor is supporting is being touted as legislation that would protect children, but in reality, it would effectively ban non-intoxicating CBD and hemp products that are federally legal. So the pushback here clearly making for what could be some contentious debates around this issue in Springfield. Again, legislators come back January 2nd. They're scheduled to. Then they have a new General Assembly that's going to be seated. So is this something that's going to pop off during lame duck session? Because if they don't pass it before the new General Assembly is seated, then the bill dies. It's sine die. The General Assembly, the 2 years that we've had, comes to an end. The new General Assembly will be seated, and you have to start all over with new legislation. They can repackage this and just refile it, but still, the whole process has to play back over with the 3 readings in one chamber, committee hearings, passing it, goes into the other chamber, 3 readings, committee hearing, pass it, then to the governor. So something to watch for lame duck session, no question about it. But again, the governor says the issue is important because, well, if you look at the products that are on the shelves in some of these places, it's pretty alarming, especially as it's, as he says, deceptive.
The deception, I just want to add, is, I mean, just pull these out again because I think it's just worth reminding you, like, your children would not, at some age, 6, 8, 10, would not know the difference between these 2 products. And this is just the beginning of a reason, and a good reason why this ought to be regulated.
So we'll watch and see what happens. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Wake up with us with Illinois in Focus daily each and every weekday morning. I'm Greg Bishop. Follow me anywhere. Just search Bishop on Air.